Hello. It's Tuesday, the 16th of December, 2025. Welcome to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story will begin with the reason why version 14.0.1 was released early, or more importantly, it will be revealed why that was the case. And then obviously we'll do some racing afterwards. So let's get the game on screen. Boom. Audio. Boom. Right, before we get going, I've got a few people commenting in the chat, so let's read those. Ayaka enters the chat on the YouTube side, says, "Hello, Mr. Tony." Well, hello back. Welcome along. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. Same goes to Ozil, who puts, "Yo, how are you doing, man? Hope you're doing well." I am indeed, sir. I am indeed. I hope you are too. Goes on to say 675 gold from only VP and 550 gold from only two cars, which basically makes one car free. I completed the Jesco event today, only spent 200 gold for the car. You're ruining what I'm going to talk about. But that's good. Well done. Ayaka says, looks like real racing free is reaching the finish line. Okay. Yes, there are a few people out there that are worried. All I would say at this moment in time, maybe don't jump to conclusions. So at the moment, I've got on the screen the version. So we actually haven't had an update. The last update we had was 2 weeks ago. It was a quiet update, version 14.0.1, and effectively all we saw at the front end were adverts would give us 3 times the reward, and there was a 50 gold reward for clicking on a link for Need for Speed, and that were the only changes. Now, I don't know if those that downloaded it did realise that there were some additional assets to download as part of the game, and it's obvious now that those assets were basically hiding the next schedule. And unfortunately, we do have the new schedule. So we are now officially on season 5, round 3. And all I can say about it are the following: no new cars, no new series, no weekly time trial, no multiplayer online tournament. All we have are 2 events, one open now as a flashback event, and one which is a limited series, again, of a car that already exists in the game. So it's a bit of a shame, really. Obviously, it's a massive disappointment. But actually, what they did, which they haven't done in a long time, is it meant they did release round 3 on time. As soon as that time hit 8 p.m. UK time, the schedule was available. So maybe it's well done for that little bit. Well done. Okay, so the first thing I want to draw people's attention to is obviously that's the reason why the version came out a little bit early. It was hiding the next schedule, and obviously they could then put the schedule immediately live because it didn't have any new cars, unfortunately, and new series. A bit of a shame. Now, although it's not a new car for me, it could be new cars for a number of people. Indeed, Ozil puts in the chat, 2 new cars for me though. So only two cars this update. Well, we don't know, do we? No one's got no idea what's going on. I think obviously with the parent company potentially being sold, I don't know if that's having an impact. I just want to bring people's attention to the fact that Real Racing 3 is owned by EA. And it is, so I suspect the developers, Slingshot, were just told what to do and they just went ahead and did it. What I will say is the schedule is A, short, and B, immediately available. Um, but there's an interest here. So for me, because I already own the car, to complete all or nothing as a flashback event, I get 100 gold. If you don't own the car, you can earn 300 gold. That's pretty impressive for an event. The limited series, you can earn 250 gold. So it's like, wow. And that comes available in just over 4 days. However, what is also weird, round three, as you see there, it came down yesterday. It effectively was a 42-day window, which effectively 6 weeks. 6 weeks. So whereas previously we've had 8 weeks windows, we've now all of a sudden got a 6 week window with hardly anything in it. Now, I don't know whether or not that means we won't get another update until the end of January, or whether or not there's going to be some sneaky things going on in the background and there'll be some additional racing to be done. No idea. What I'm pretty confident will happen is we won't see any amendments further until after Christmas, and most definitely probably after the new year. That being said, there's some serious gold to be had here. You only need to do both events to complete. So the big reward, I think it's if you don't own it, it's the Ferrari 8 TB GB. If not, you get 150 gold. Again, never been that high. But then if you complete both events, you've got an additional bonus 100 gold, 125 gold. So they're chucking gold away at you at the moment. And I think that is simply a way of saying we apologize. I think it's a way of them trying to not get the people that play the game too angry, soften the blow with lots of gold. That's what I see with that one. Ozil says, yeah, I will get the Ferrari 2 for free. Indeed. So, it's a poor update for people that have been playing the game a long time. For newcomers, for people that haven't been playing the game all that long, it's actually quite a good update because you're going to get two cars effectively for free. And what I mean by for free is you're going to earn the amount of gold that you're going to spend just by doing these events, which is good. Um, I kind of don't want it to continue like that. I would prefer to have a multitude of events available and obviously a multitude of new cars. But we're not getting it this release. So there we go. That is the great mystery of season 5, round 3. No actual update in terms of the game. Came down 2 weeks ago. Hidden in it was the schedule. Came available last night, 8 p.m. UK time. Uh, so, in terms of tonight, I'm not going to do all or nothing. I will be doing all or nothing tomorrow. Uh, Melvin Lee enters the chat, says, I am worried about the end of the line. Well, there's not a lot you can do about it if it is. All I would suggest you do is enjoy the game, enjoy what is in there. I if it's end of the line, I think this is a stopgap. I think this is a pause about things that are going on in the background. I don't necessarily think it's end of the line. I think an example of end of the line would be either A, no further updates, or B, they put an update in that just has events recycling. I think that would indicate. This doesn't indicate anything but weirdness to me, and I think it is nothing more than a stopgap update. So don't get too worried at this moment in time. I'll tell you when to worry, and today's not the day. Ozil says maybe they will add events mid-season. Possibly. Possibly. I do think that's a possibility. You don't know also if there won't be any more cars than these two. You can save a ton for 40 days. Exactly. Exactly. Always see opportunities in the midst of despair. Now, I think that one of the problems Melvin Lee will be having is he typically only does the events and also only takes offer of upgrading cars if they've got 50% discount. That's another thing that's come to light is because we don't have an online multiplayer tournament and a weekly time trial, and it being a Tuesday, we don't have any cars with discounted sales or discounted upgrades. And I suspect that will also continue over the Christmas period. And again, I think that's another reason why they're chucking so much gold your way, and also why they're giving you free gold rewards or 3 times the reward for playing an advert. So Ozil seems quite happy. He says he's going to get about 5,000 plus gold by the time those 41 days run out. Well, there you go, you see. There you go. I'm going to have a bit of fun. I've already decided what I'm doing over the next 2 weeks. Obviously, I will be completing both the events, earning all that gold, and I'll be having a bit of fun. I'm going to have some Formula One fun as well. I'm going to do a specific stream all about Formula One, and that will be on Friday. And what I'm going to be doing is the Formula One events that I haven't yet completed yet. So I thought that would be a bit of fun. I know everybody was hoping for the 2025 Formula One cars. That's obviously not happened. I suspect it won't happen at all now. So I thought I would go to some of the years in the past and complete those events. Be a bit of fun. Uh, Ayeka says, well, I'm not entirely sure what Ayaki is saying, but I think they are worried about the developer and Real Racing 3. As I said, not a lot we can do at this moment in time. We'll just play the game and enjoy it, is what I would say. Although Ozil does go on to say, and if they are taking their time, maybe we will get F1 next update and everyone will be ready with tons of gold for cars. I don't think that's going to happen, Ozil. But nice wishful thinking, though. I like it. Ozil says, "Great, I want to see you drive F1." Well, that'll be on Friday. So there we go. That's it's not technically the update, but obviously it's the new schedule available. And that's it. Now, despite the fact that I've got new series unlocked, that's nothing to do with what's going on in the game specifically. It's just that I've unlocked some new exclusive series and I haven't gone into them yet. Now, with the fact that F1 hasn't come down, and if I don't know if you guys remember what I said I would not do, it seems like I've got my M dollars all the way up to 5 million. I wasn't going to do any racing with the Peugeot 9X8 Hypercar. And I've actually got 2 series still on the go with this one, the Motorsport series it's in and the exclusive series. So the first thing I'm going to do tonight is spend some M dollars. Ozil says, when are you doing the Jesco though? I'm going to do that tomorrow night or tomorrow. Yeah, I've got a schedule coming up below, so all the way through until the 23rd. In fact, I think it goes through to between Christmas and New Year as well. So, yep, all sorted. Lots of racing still to be had. So, what I'm going to do is if I go into here, let's have a look and see where we've got some rewards. So apparently one reward is going to end in 6 days. Now, sorry, in 13 days in round 6. I'm not sure what I've got available. I've got a 20% off. Is that all I've got? I've used my 15%. Yeah, okay. Right, so I'm going to use the 20% and I'm going to purchase one of the cheaper F1 cars. So if I go to the garage, if I go buy cars and I go into F1 and let's go all the way down here somewhere. Oh, hello. What was that? Now, I'm sure there are some 2 million cars that'll be on sale for 1.6 million. No. Just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves while I find the car. Now you can see there are quite a few F1 cars at the moment I haven't got. That being said, there are also quite a few cars that I have got. Come on. There we go. There we go. So what have we got in the 1.6 range? We've got an Alpine, Racing Bulls, Aston Martin. Let's get the Aston Martin. There we go. So I've freed up some M dollars so I can earn some M dollars. Now, Ozil then asks, are you doing the Jesco in one go? Well, that will be the attempt, yes. It's only 5 stages. Jesco earns you R dollars. So in theory, there should be no reason not to do it. I think I also, it's funny, you know. So if I go to, let's have a think, into the road garage, and we look at Koenigsegg, I believe I've already got that car fully upgraded. So it should be a little bit on the easy side. I will do my best to capture, if you were doing it for the first time, what it would cost. There we go. I've got the Jesco fully upgraded, along with the Absolute. How about that? Now, the other car, which is, what's it called again? The Mission R. So that's a motorsports car. I believe it's in the Endurance GT racing. There it is. I've got it, the series done to 100%. I obviously own the car. And it's another car I've got fully upgraded. So, there we go. Both cars in this in the 2 events I own and I've got fully upgraded. So it's, in theory, easy money for me. Easy money. Ozil says it's 585 gold for free across and 2 million R dollars. Right, there we go. More about that tomorrow. Okay, so let's do some racing. I think we've talked enough about the update. It is obviously a little bit disappointing. We all would have liked a bit better. But, you know, lots of gold coming your way, lots of things to do. There's so much to do in this game. If it is over, there's still plenty for me to go. Now, something else to note as well is my target for the end of the year was to get to 88% in road collection, which I've done. So this puts me on target to, I think, get to 100% by the end of next year. So that gives you a clue how long I'm going to be playing it, even if there are no updates. And then I've got motorsports to do. So it's not all over yet. There's still plenty of stuff to do. And I'm erring on the side of caution with this, but I don't think it's over for this game. I think there's something going on in the background to do with the owning company. And that's probably had a little bit of an issue on this particular game. It could mean the end of it if it's not considered in any way, shape, or form profitable. But we'll have to wait and see on that. I don't think there's nothing we can do in terms of worrying about it. We'll just wait and see. But make the most of it while they're chucking free gold our way. Okay, so straight in to motorsports. Ozil says, after 100%, will you quit the game? It's not that I will quit the game. I will be GOAT of the game when I get to 100%. That's the goal. I obviously won't be streaming that often with this game. I will stream other games, and I am looking around for a new racing game to stream alongside this, just in case. But I won't quit when I get to road collection 100%. I will do the motorsports, but then obviously there's not a lot to do if you're at 100%. Maybe every now and then, if people request, I'll do a special stream. But again, we're talking far off into the distance. We're talking 12 months away at the very least. So in the short term, it's nothing too much to worry about. Okay, so I'm going to be doing only 3 series this evening. I'm going to be doing the beginning of a new chapter, 9X8 Hypercar, the Porsche 936 77 Spyder exclusive series, and the Mountain Spyder series. 2 of these series I'm hoping to take to 100%. So let's, on top of getting all that other gold, let's see if we can earn some more gold. So we're starting off, this is a big one, 10 lap cup race at Circuit de Catalonia. It is the national circuit, but this is still like I think it's a 50-second lap. Let's see how we get on. Okay, what's a temp? I'm going to do my best to stay on track and not cause any damage. Let's see how we get on. Now again, I will say this car is fabulous to drive. Wonderful balance. Pretty good grip. And it's not too bad on acceleration. Oh, I said I wouldn't hit a car. Where am I hitting a car? Sorry, the rookie 1606. There we go. A shout out to another gamer. There we go. 2 laps in 5th place. I see the questions in the chat. I will review those after doing this single race. There we go, that's not too bad. 4th after 2 laps. 8 laps to go. I wasn't far off it being a 50-second lap. 3 cars left to overtake. Let me see if I can brake a little bit earlier this time. There you go. No smashing into the back of 3rd this time. Now we'll get him. Look at this, 3rd place. Into 2nd. Push. I don't want to tempt fate, but I did do a little bit of play with my USB cables for the camera, so hopefully that will improve in terms of not so much freezing. I did actually do that before yesterday's stream. It seemed to go okay, so hopefully, at least in the short term, we'll be okay there. Okay, 1st before halfway mark of the race. Oh. Hey, there we go. Whee! Getting a bit carried away now. Yeah, so kind of what I was thinking is maybe they've tried to compensate the ads for the loss of weekly rewards from your weekly time trial and the online multiplayer tournament, possibly. And obviously, they've just top-ended the VP rewards. I think just to appease for the lack of events. In fact, my view at the moment is to try and push and hit 90% before the end of January in terms of road collection completion. While at the same time trying to keep a nice sort of like a backup of gold. I don't think I'll keep it as high as 4,000, but I might try and keep it as high as 3,000. So remember, you still get your daily rewards. So if the game does die, the first thing you'll probably notice is the adverts drying up, and therefore you won't be able to get any rewards from playing adverts because there won't be any adverts. So keep an eye out for that one. Advertisers are not going to use the game if nobody's playing the game. Chicken and egg type scenario. Oh, patching back markers. There we go. Oh, so long as I earn over 30,000 M dollars, I'm going to carry on racing this car because I will need to service it, and I'll use M dollars to instantly service it. I'm kind of hoping for around 90,000 M dollars. Okay, penultimate lap. Whoops. That's the fastest lap I've done, 47.456. Not bad at all. Sure, there are some of you out there that can go quicker, that's fine. Losing the online multiplayer tournament and the weekly time trial also means that the team section becomes even less important, which is again a bit of a shame. There we go. First place. So Ozil asks, are you spending any gold today? No, I'm not. I won't be spending any gold until Friday. Ozil asks or says, you said the game will just recycle old car when it's the end. So will they remove it from Play Store after some time, or can I play it for years still? So potentially, see, you asked that question like I know what they're going to do, and the honest answer is I don't. But there's no reason if they're stopping development of the game to remove it from the Play Stores. And you would imagine the message out to the players and to really try and keep people playing the game, even if you decided not to develop it, would be just to put all the previous events in a continuous cycle. That would seem to make sense to me, and it's something they've done before in iterations gone by, so it shouldn't be too hard. It wouldn't be like reinventing code. It would require a degree of work, but not a massive amount. But I kind of see something, as I say, I see either that if they've got any form of, you know, respect for the fans and the players. If they've got none, it'll just stop like that. So that's why I'm saying this is more of a stopgap than a definite end to the development of Real Racing 3. Ozil said ads are 30-second each, so 60 is not possible for people with life. Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Um, yeah, at the moment there aren't any 5-second ads. That is a bit weird as well. I'll keep an eye on that. But you see, again, I think possibly that's why they've put it up to 3. They'll have gone. Maybe people will only play the first 5 ads and then give up, or they'll play the first 30 ads. So if you look at that, it's either 15 or 30. Well, that's still, in terms of the 30, 10 more than what you would have got a little bit ago when you only got single rewards. So, you don't know. We'll see. John enters the chat, waves his big pink hand, says hello. Hello, John. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello with your big pink hand. Hope you don't mind me saying that. I don't mean to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, welcome along. Welcome along. Good to see you again. Ozil says, I saw one guy's account on Reddit, Real Racing 3, had completed 93% road collection and had 60k or 90k gold. Had maxed out 278 cars and had almost every car in the game and almost no M dollars, R dollars. Okay, yeah, I don't know how you do that. I mean, I suppose the only way or how you could do that is if you're able to get into tier A on a weekly basis of the weekly time trial, and therefore you were earning 300 gold a week. I think that's the only way that you could do that. In regards to now, looks like the weekly time trial at the moment is gone. So think about all those players that were in Group A. They're going to be missing out on a weekly basis. That's how I look at it. Uh, very good. Uh, Andre Sophisma, welcome along, says the weird thing about all this is that there are no sales during Christmas. It's a bit of a hint of the future. Well, I think it's since, I want to say, when was it? I think it's since Easter. They've not done flash sales in regards to selling cars. They've only done flash sales in terms of you using your hard-earned cash to buy gold or M dollars or even a car in the game. So I'm suspecting there won't be any flash sales over Christmas. And I think that's been pretty much consistent since Easter. So if we do get flash sales, I'll welcome it, but I'm not expecting it. And also goes on to say, I got to 100% garage last month. Well done. Excellent work. So I take it by that's owning all the cars. So 100% garage, how are you doing in terms of completion of either road collection or motorsports? John says, I don't mean to disappear. Okay? Don't. Stay. Enjoy. Ozil says, He is a day one player. He should be in Group A no matter what. I'm almost a day one player. I'm not in Group A ever. And Andre says still a long way to 100% completion, but yes, all cars. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. I haven't got all cars. Um, the closest I've got to getting almost all the cars is road collection. I've got 328 out of 330. But that's pretty impressive. Right, okay. So I've opened up the next tier. I'm going to carry on racing. I didn't earn as much as I thought. I only earned 62,000. I am going to have to service the car. It's free. But then I can do an instant service. Now, as I've always said, never use gold to instant service the car. But on motorsports, you can use M dollars. So as I'm streaming, and it just makes for it to be a little bit more interesting to watch, I'm going to immediately service the car with M dollars. And now let's get on racing. This time, elimination around Mount Panorama. Ozil says, bro is the collector, not the finisher. Oof. That's it's interesting you put it like that. It's interesting you put it like that, yeah. Yeah, I've never been bothered about getting cars that don't help me get 100% completion. Okay, into third. Well, there was no way around this guy. I could find myself overtaking both of them at this. Oh, here we go. Yes. A little bit sharp though into that corner. Into second though. That's not too bad. Now I reckon I can brake late. This car's capabilities are pretty good in terms of braking. I'll take the inside, brake a little bit later. There you go. Into first. A bit easy at that corner. All right, definitely on the podium. There we go, first place. Andre says, I started playing this game in 2013, but I had a break of around 2 or 3 years. I'd say my story is about similar. I stopped playing when they released. It wasn't the first NASCAR series. It was the NASCAR that had the really short track, whose name I can't remember now. And it was the first time I'd experienced through an event whereby sort of like computer opponent control was brought into it. So in other words, the more you failed, the slower the computer opponents got. That was the first time I experienced it. I didn't like it, put the game down, but I did come back to it a couple of years after that. And I've been playing it ever since as well. But that's good. Andre goes on to, Ozilda says, damn, you guys have been playing it a lot. I was 8 or 9 at the time this game was released. I wasn't an iPad kid like children these days. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I think the idea of children being on tablets or phones all the time is a bad idea. Not that I mean to lecture people, but that's just my opinion on that. Um, Andre says, the reason I didn't finish Series 2 100% is because to get to 100%, you have to invest a lot of gold. Yes, you do. But you get very little reward. Indeed, you do. And you know what? That's the difference with the two events this time round, which is why I think it's the developers sort of saying, sorry, guys, to the fans and the racers. Elson Mo joins the chat, says hello. Says, anyone know a way to get ads? I can't get ads right now. Ah, okay. Um, so yes, it does happen. And it possibly depends on where you are based. Um, so for example, in the UK, sometimes I don't get ads. Now, what I tend to do when that occurs for me is I do have a VPN. So I use ExpressVPN, and all I do is I switch my ExpressVPN from one country to another country until I get ads again. But it's probably more than likely associated with the region in the world you currently reside and the fact that in that particular country there are very few ads. Some days I do find the ad that is available, it's only one. So you're just playing it over and over again. And it is a very frustrating and very boring. But that's a possible way of getting around if you're not getting any ads. VPN and connecting to another country. Ozil says, bro, finish the ads. He is a finisher, not a collector. True, true, true. Ozil says, restart the game. Might work, doesn't always. Doesn't always. In fact, if it doesn't work, you could restart the device. But again, there's no guarantee that's 100% successful. It's more than likely because there are no ads in your particular region. Um, Okay, there we go. Sort of up to date. You're kind of talking amongst yourselves, so I'll leave you to it. Let me get racing. So, autocross at Laguna Seca. Now, I do like Laguna Seca. If ever there was a track that helps you respect the no assists on a car, it's Laguna Seca. I used to dislike Laguna Seca. It's not my favourite track, but it's definitely one of my favourite tracks. Because it is all about knowing where the braking points are. There we go. Well, do you know what? I'm doing better than yesterday. I think yesterday, every autocross I did, I finished on my first attempt, fourth. But there we go. First attempt, first. All right. Okay, what have we got next? So we've got Cup. It's 8 laps, and it's the Grand Prix circuit at Hockenheimring. So this might be a bit of a long one. But you know, we've only got 3 series to do this evening, and typically my stream lasts between an hour and a half to 2 hours, and we're 45 minutes into it, so we've got plenty of time yet. Oh, already got damage. Always the way. Now, do you know what? I'm going to go round the outside here. Oh, we got the same idea. That isn't out then. This might be a long race. There we go. Can we get another? There we go. Doing my best to stay out of trouble. Also doing my best to stay on track. Oh, there we go. Round. Okay. Well, that wasn't a brilliant first lap. So we're 12th at the end of lap 1. 11 cars to overtake, 7 laps to do it in. So I need to do better than 1 car per lap. Okay, overtaking a couple there. There we go. Oh, slightly off. Ha! Never mind. Okay, so 8th at the end of lap 2. 6 laps to go, 7 cars to overtake. Those odds are much better than what they were on the previous lap. Hold the inside line. No, he then overtook me anyway. Back in 8th place. That was a bit of a disaster. Let's overtake him again. There we go. Oh, no, maybe not. I'm off the track. There we go. Back in 8th. That's not a good lap. See if I can get the inside line. No, no. There we go. I did need to get him, you know. So 5 laps to go, 6 cars to overtake. Ideally I want to get 2 cars on this one. Right. I reckon I can get this guy before the end of the lap. There we go. Oh, no. Turned into him. That was my error, not his. Okay, so 4 laps to go, 4 cars to overtake. Oh, I've got this guy. Look at that one. Slingshot round him. He might get me back though. Alright, almost on the podium. speed. Okay, so 3 laps to go. 3 cars to overtake. It's 1 per lap. Oh, let's see if we can get him. There we go. Into third. We're on the podium. Oh dear. We're off the podium. Alright, I've got to go some now. There we go. Back on the podium. Now don't mess up here. Okay, so 2 laps to go. 2 cars to overtake, and I believe we've just caught back markers as well. Well, I believe I've been hit. I think the back end of my chassis is coming loose. Never mind. Alright, we're in first with a lap to go. But with the rear of the car about to drop off. Almost done. Bit of a race this one. I always get that corner wrong in terms of where to brake. I can never figure it out. I either brake too early and I go flying off. And I almost stop before the corner, or I brake too late and I go flying off. It's always the 180 corners, or corners that are more than 90 degrees, that I suffer with in terms of braking points. That's why I don't like the Formula E courses. Nevertheless, there we go. That is first place after 8 laps. Boom. So Ultimo says, I use low brake assist a lot. Now, I used to. To be fair, it's only since I started streaming that I started turning all the assists off. And Andre says, I only use steering assist low. And I believe steering assist low was the last assist that I turned off. And it was probably only 6 months ago. It might be a bit longer than that. But there we go. Andrew says, never got used to no steering assist. I do believe it's the hardest assist to turn off. So I actually found it easier to master no brakes than no steering assist. In fact, let me just what I found I had to do is amend the sensitivity of the steering to enable me to turn off zero assists, or turn all the assists off, including low steering assist. Right, okay, so we've got to 94%. Got $100,000 left before I hit the total. We've got a bit of a problem here, cause endurance might need a big one. So we'll see. But let's do head to head first. So let's instant service that again. I mean, look at that. I'm already well on the way to hitting the 5 million total to overall. Never mind the cap of 250,000 per day. Okay, in the lead. Let's see if we can stay there. Oh, it's not the full Grand Prix circuit. I wasn't paying attention then. Oh, look at that off. Oh dear. Get back on. There we go. Still managed to win. Yeah. So I'm just reading the chat. They're having a chat amongst themselves and it's quite funny. Anyway, right. Okay, how are we doing? How are we doing? Right, 96%. But how much gold do I get? 34. Okay, so I'm going to do... I'm going to do Laguna Seca next. But my worry is I might hit the M dollar total. And if I do, we'll come back. When will I come back? Probably Thursday. Thursday? Might even be next week. No, think it's Thursday. To complete this if I don't get it done today. Right, so it's 10 laps around Laguna Seca. Okay, here we go. Big test this. I can't help but think this might be my last race with this car today. There we go. That's perfect. Get in fact, yeah, spot on. Oops, daisy. Oh dear, now I've lost it. So in terms of where I am, that's pretty good. 9 cars to overtake and 9 laps after this. Ozil would have said, why don't you just wait until they've lapped you, then start? No. We're not playing those games tonight. Okay. So 8th at the end of lap 1. That's pretty good. We go, we're in 4th. That's pretty good after 2 laps. Oh, that's twice I've gone off there. Okay, into 3rd, we're on the podium. Into 2nd. Alright. Ozil says, I don't think you'll get as much as 100k. You are probably right. But I'm just a bit worried it won't be enough to earn an endurance. We'll see. Anyway, we're in 1st. Got a long way to go though. There we go. Got it right that time. I think I am about to catch back markers. There we go, back markers caught. Okay, halfway through the race, 1st place, head by 400 yards, and we're working our way through back markers as well. Oop. Almost lost it there. are doing each lap in just over a minute though, so that's not too bad. That's 10 minutes race. Whoa. Okay. Almost 1,000 yards ahead of second. Okay, that's 1,200 yards ahead of second. Can we get another back marker? There we go. ,1,400 yards ahead of second, 2 laps left. We are working our way through the back markers. We've overtaken quite a few, you know. Go, careful. All right. Now I might be wrong, but I reckon one of these cars is a back marker I've already overtaken. Specifically that one. Okay. There we go. Whew, that was a long one. Ozil says balanced and grippy cars are the best. So much fun to drive, especially in tracks with good corners and good corners and fun to watch someone drive to the full limit. See, look at that. You see what I mean? 78,000. So think I'm going to have to end it there, and we'll have to come back on Thursday to complete that series. I almost completed it. I'm gutted about that. Oh well, never mind. I wanted to earn a bit of gold because, you know, I'm running low. Never mind. Never mind. Right, okay, so that is after an hour and 10 minutes. One series completed for today. It will be back. What shall I do next? Let's have a go at trying to complete the other series that's available to finish, which is in, I believe it's in Master. And I love this car. This car's awesome. It's the Mountain Spyder series, and it's driving the Porsche 909 Bergspider, which is wonderful to drive. Love the sound of the engine. Love driving this car. And now that I've got it full upgraded, I've changed it from being green to red because I can't change it to my normal colours. I can only have one of two. Never mind. Hey ho. Okay, so Speed Snap at Formula E. I'm not a fan of Formula E tracks. 129. Okay. Oh, let's see, I've messed that up. Okay. That's achievable. I just need to hold off a little on when I accelerate. I did accelerate way too early there. Okay, that's easily correctable. Try that again. But listen to the sound of this car. There we go. 131 miles per hour, first place. Thank you very much. Ozil says this is a soap-shaped car. It may look like a soap, but it's the best car in the game. I mean, it isn't, but it's awesome to drive. It reminds, you saying that, it reminds me of a game, an old game on the Commodore Amiga, where I can't even remember what the game was called. And there used to be a secret spaceship, and it basically it was a cheese, and cheese was the best and fastest spaceship in this game. Fantastic. So soap is the best and fastest race car in this game. Stands to reason. Well, Ozil says that soap moves. Damn. Well, yeah, you're in the bath and you're trying to get hold of the soap. It's the same thing. Slips out your hand, as does this car. What a car. I love racing this car. So, next up, elimination at Dubai. Thank you very much to Michael M for the subscription. Very much appreciated. Welcome along. Blue Sky 43 asks, the Fifth Guardian, what's your driving level fame? Good question. I shall show you after this race. Oh yes, there we go. Boom. Into first. Loving this car. It actually isn't the grippiest, but it's so much fun. The cockpit view though isn't brilliant. Oh, so there you go. Well, I'll put it on now. See, it's a bit rubbish. Let's see. Yeah, not the best grip, but I don't care. I love this car. Still in first place, working our way round. Oh, hello. Acceleration's failing. Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, gone again. Must have sweaty hands, sweaty fingers. Bless, still in first place. Just 2 racers left in the battle. I'm only a little bit ahead of second though, so I need to... Oh, hello, here we go again. Need to keep my wits about me. There you go. First place. Woo! Alson Mo says, could use more downforce, I guess. Yeah, I mean, have you seen, it's got the smallest spoiler in the game. It's just got those 2 flaps at the back. But nevertheless, so much fun to drive. So much fun to drive. Okay, so that is first place. So, fame. What level am I at? There we go, 627. Yeah, don't believe that total time played. That's not true. That's not true. It's just because if you just open the game, it counts. So it's not actual racing time. But there we go, 627. Mr. CA C3P says hi. Hi back. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Right. At last, we have the opportunity of completing the first series of tonight and another series in total in this long run on this channel. So we need to finish off with 3 laps around Monza. Fitting, I think, for this car. Fitting. 3 laps is a big ass, though. Let's see how we get on. I'm going to do my best not to cheat. Do my best not to hit any car. And do my best not to go off track. The latter 2, I don't promise that I will do, though. Oh, see? Whee. Ooh. And I'm in last place. Right. Let's see what we can do. This might be a big ass getting first. I'm not one to quit though. Let's see how we get on. Oh. Yeah, this car is just... Oh. It's not quite good enough for this track. Oh. And yeah, this acceleration's playing up. Oh, it's still playing up. What's it playing up for? Okay. Oh, it's gone again. I'm going to quit because my screen needs wiping. Let me just wipe this down. Wipe my fingers down as well, and then we'll try again. Let's try again. Because my acceleration's failing. And if I can't have acceleration, I can't win. Let's try again. Right, what I'm going to do this time is go the other side. No. There we go. That's better. There we go. All the way up into 6th place. That's a lot better. Now all I need is for the acceleration not to fail. Okay, into 4th. I did go off track there just for a second. The referee didn't see it, so it doesn't count. Into 3rd. I feel like I might need to take an early lead just to then be able to hold off any potential failings on the acceleration. Yeah, there we go. First, before the end of the first lap. What a difference a race makes. I always like braking just before that green felt with most cars, especially the ones that aren't quite so grippy. There we go. So in first place at the end of lap 1, I'm only just ahead a second. Taking my time round that chicane there. Now we can push. There we go. 100 yards ahead a second. A right mess up of that though. Okay. Okay, final lap, 200 yards ahead a second. This is to complete this series and win some gold, and I can't remember how much gold it is now. I think it was 31. Well, I might be wrong on that. Maybe it's 28 actually. There we go. Hopefully this gets you in the mood for Friday when we do some F1 racing. This is as close as you're going to get to an F1 car tonight. Well, round the parabolica. Push it. Let's get it done. There we go. Awesome Mo says you are Breaking Bad. Thank you very much for the criticism. Ozil says, how old are you to play since 12 years the game? Very old. I guarantee I'm probably older than your dad. I am 54 years old. Oh, you were saying it's a Blue Sky. Sorry. So Blue Sky has put... What has he put? Oh, you've been chatting and I've not been paying attention. I do apologise. So let me just go back up. So in regards to my fame, Blue Sky says, not bad. I'm at 961. Awesome Mo says 89. Ozil says 961. No way. Okay, hence why Ozil was asking. He wasn't asking me that question. Blue Sky. There we go. Well, you got my age as well. Says, sorry to disappoint you, but you're not older than my dad. Oh, I'm sorry. Not older than my dad either. Fair enough. Well, that put me in my place. Right, there we go. So that is Mountain Spyder completed. More gold earned. However, there will be more of the Bergspider because we do have an exclusive series for this car. I'm not going to do any of it tonight, but it will be back on Thursday. In fact, the 3 exclusive series you see below, all of them will appear in Thursday's stream. Right, okay, so I'm on to my final series to do tonight, which is the Porsche 936 77 Spyder, and the plan is to take the series to 25%. Now, this car isn't quite as good as the Bergspyder, but it's not bad. So again, it's another car that you might argue, well, it's on its way to being an F1 car, kind of. Not really. Well, I mean, it kind of is. It's got a big doofus on top of the on top of the driver's seat. I mean, if you consider the style of 1970s F1 cars, it's not a million miles away in terms of aerodynamics, is what I'm saying. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, and I may regret this because immediately I've realised it's Formula E, is I'm going to attempt to get to 25% by doing the elimination. Okay, let's see how we get on. I'm not a big fan of Formula E tracks. I hate the 180 turns. And then any good turn on a new Formula E track is still 90 degrees. Oh dear. Oh. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of these tracks at all. And typically, when I finished doing racing on one of these tracks, poor old Eric, the engineer, hasn't half got a lot of bodywork repaired to do. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in second place. Now this car is a little bit more slippier than the Bergspyder. Okay. I might have to settle. Oh gosh. I am going to have to settle for second. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the Formula E tracks. I don't think I'm going to catch first. There we go, second. I'll come back to that another day. That was horrific. Blue Sky asks, what days do you stream live on YouTube? Thinking of subscribing to your channel? Well, it does vary because it is all about what's available to racing. But for example, this week I'll be doing a full week, so I stream Monday to Friday. And then next week I'll be streaming Monday and Tuesday, and then I think I'm streaming on Sunday. Normally, if you want to check up, down the bottom there, typically on screen, not always, but on occasion during the stream, you'll see a schedule of when I'm streaming. Also, Mo says, "What the blinkers is that car? I haven't seen it." It's the Porsche 936 77 Spyder. Um, it's fun, but it's not as fun as the Bergspyder. Also, this is probably one of the worst tracks to be taking this car on because it isn't particularly grippy. And Joe says it's not worth getting. Well, there we go. Blue Sky 43 says, me either, never was a fan. I don't mind it. I think it's. I tell you what. I tell you a car. It's better than. You see. You did have to ask. It's better than the McLaren Speedtail, guaranteed. The McLaren Speedtail is officially back in my shame garage, never to be taken out again. Unfortunately, because people, it looks like there won't be any weekly time trials or online multiplayer tournaments for the next few weeks. It's going to stay in the shame garage. So let's move on down, see when the next elimination is. There we go. Tier 6, this time at Francorchamps. Let's take this car out for a spin again. Hopefully, not literally. Now, I reckon this will perform a lot better around this track. There we go. Already up to 4th. Made that 3rd. There we go, into 2nd. Just not a fan of Formula E tracks. In fairness, I'm not a fan of Formula E. But there you go. Into 1st. Oops, off track, back on track, still in the lead. Alright, 250 yards ahead of 2nd. About to guarantee myself a podium finish. There we go. Two cars left in the race. Go around this corner, I reckon I can guarantee my 1st place. There we go. Can't see me getting caught now. There we go, that's better. Boom. Okay. Still got a bit of durability left. That's fine because I don't think I've hit 25% yet. I think I've got to do one more elimination. Yep. Let's go across to the right, see when the next elimination is. There we go. The Grand Prix circuit at Circuit Catalonia. Now, hopefully, this will mean 25%. And if it is, I think we'll call it a day there as a nice bit of racing. And we'll do a brief review and then talk about what we've got coming up during the week. Oh dear. Oh. That's not good. Oh, flipping out. It's not great at this track. Ooh. Somehow managed to get to first place. No idea how. By the way, if you see both acceleration and brake down, I'm actually not braking, I'm just preparing to brake. Because I find as soon as you lift the acceleration with brake on, brake's kicking immediately. So I'm not there, but normally it's a way of being a little bit more efficient with braking. So I could have brakes on now like you see on screen, but I'm actually not braking because the acceleration takes precedent, and then as soon as I lift, obviously I braked way early there, as soon as I lift acceleration off, brakes kick in. I just find I can normally be a little bit quicker around a lap doing it that way. Oh, look at this, last two. Alright, so I reckon this will be for 25%. And I am in the lead by 200 yards. Hi. Didn't win though. He didn't win. Joe asks, what level are you? There's a few of those questions tonight. Very good. I guess you were asking other people as well. But let's just see if we've got 25%. There we go. 10 gold. We'll end the race in there. We'll not worry too much about racing the car. It will be ready for more racing on Thursday. So got the goal back up to 3,826, having spent 455 yesterday, taking it below 4,000. I reckon I'll be over 4,000 after tomorrow. So just to summarize, so unfortunately, season 5 round 3 consists only of 2 events, basically both flashback events. We've got an actual flashback event, which I will go through tomorrow, and then we've got a limited series for one of the older cars, a Porsche Mission R. I own both cars already, so it's just a case of going through both of those events, starting with all or nothing tomorrow. You'll see there I'm going to get 100 gold, but if I add what I need to get, if I get to 3,250 gold, that's 50 plus 25, so 175 gold is potentially what I can earn tomorrow, and then with whatever gold I earn as well, that'll take me back over 4,000. I'm very happy with that. Obviously not very happy with what's in round 3 in total, but that's what we've got. So tomorrow, oh hello, I think this game is just frozen. No, there we go. So tomorrow I'm going to do all or nothing, Then on Thursday, I'll be doing racing with the free exclusive series, again earning some more gold. And then the plan on Friday is to go into Formula One. A lot of people wanted the Formula One 2025 series to be added. It hasn't been. I've got a little bit. Hello, what's going on here? I've got a little. Oi, what's going on? Oh no, what's going on? My screen's buggered up. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Right, we're back. Whew, that was a disaster. So in 2022, I've got a Grand Prix special event to do. I haven't got a particularly number of rewards. I'm not bothered. It's all about a bit of fun. So my intention is to try and complete that event. And then also in 2021, I've also got another event to do. Now, in fairness, not much in this one. So I thought, you know what, let's have a bit of fun. Let's do both of those on Friday. So no Formula One 2025, but we can have a bit of Formula One 2021 and 2022. Ozil says, Guardian, that's what I do. So he's talking now about me fingers being down for acceleration and brakes. So that's what I do when there are a lot of corners. Both my fingers will be on the screen and will just leave the accelerator when I need to start braking to great use. Very good. Joe says, unfortunately, that's not possible with buttons control, but it's nice with Tilt B. Yes, yes, I do indeed use Tilt B. Joe goes on to say, I feel like Tilt B is the better controls, but I'm playing on an iPad. So am I, and I do enjoy playing Tilt B. It is, in my humble opinion, although obviously there are other ways, I find it the better way. I do enjoy it very much. There we go. So Leo asks, is real racing free? Is it ending? Well, we don't know yet. All I would say to people is don't worry too much. I consider this not the end. This looks to be a stopgap release. I don't think we'll know the outcome of the future of Real Racing 3, unfortunately, until the end of January. What this tells me is I don't think we'll get any further updates until January, but you never know. They may add some additional events to the 41-day schedule that is left in round 3. You just don't know. What I would say, though, is because of the amount of gold being given away effectively, what it tells me is whatever's going on, they are appreciative of the fans and they're obviously giving the racers there plenty of gold. So if you're reasonably new to the game, it does mean you can win both the Koenigsegg Jesko and the Porsche Mission R without spending any gold. And what I mean by that is the cost of gold to upgrade the cars to win the cars, you can get it back through the two events and the VP rewards. That's never happened in the game before. So make the most of it, is what I would say. Ozil says, bye bye, Guardian. Goodbye, sir. There's a lot of rumours spreading around of the ending. Yes, yes. But they are rumours, and I think it's mainly because the developers and also the owners haven't come out and stated what their plans are. And I suspect it's because they can't state what their plans are at the moment. So I'm just going to carry on playing and we'll see what happens going forward. Uh, Leo says, I hope Real Racing 3 is not ended. Well, if there's any advice I can give, if you don't want it to end, all I can suggest you do is play the game. What will happen is if the rumours circulate and everyone starts believing in it and put the game down, that will mean fewer players. And they're the sort of statistics that the developers and owners look at. And that probably drives the decision about what games they end and what games they continue to work on. Okay, there we go. That's the end of racing for today. Let's take the game off screen and mute its audio. Awesome Mode does say some aspects of this game is outdated. Yes, specifically the engine. I'm sure I saw somewhere in the information the engine that's in use, the trademark on it or the copyright on it ends in 2015, which again suggests when it was last developed. So the engine of this game, unfortunately, is a little bit out of date. But I will say this again about the developers. Since they've taken over, it's been them that's made for example, the frame rate change. So that it's given the game a new impetus. It looks really beautiful to play now, whereas it used to look quite horrific. You do, though, need a half decent device to play it on, so it looks nice and smooth. Okay, I think we'll end the stream there. Thank you all very much for watching. It's very much appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's conversation and racing and have had lots of fun. And if you have, please be kind enough to give the video a thumbs up or a like. And if you'd like to see more of this content, then please look to subscribe to the channel The Fifth Guardian on YouTube or follow the channel, The Fifth Guardian, on Rumble. Okay, let me just read this chat. This is nice one to end on. Blue Sky says, I still play every day regardless of what's happening, at least 1 hour a day. Well, there you go. You see that it all helps. Best of luck. And I hope as a result, we have many more updates and many successful races within Real Racing 3. Right. So I'm going to do the all or nothing event tomorrow. I hope to see you all there. Um, all I can say is whatever is left of your day, I hope it's a very good one. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. So until then, thank you and goodbye.